Friends, can we ask you to take your seats? Please sit down.
I think Juna should sit already now here.
No.
We call her?
I think you call her.
Okay, good.
No.
No. But I give
And I hand back the chair.
Yeah.
Maybe she's...
Chip. Do you see Juna? Juna?
No, she's there.
Okay, I saw her. Yeah, she saw. Yeah. It's, I tell you when. Interreligious, 6 o'clock, campfire area.
Okay, we have some announcements from the host team.
Yeah, we will have some announcements now about the European Village Party. We'll just get here we have the presentation. The European Village Party, as you know, will be tonight. It will start after dinner from approximately 8 o'clock, 2000. As you see indicated on the picture, the red area on the picture, we have set up the tables for you along the main pedestrian walk between the cabins. As yesterday, there will be free seating and there will be one table per country, meaning that if you are several associations, you will have to try as best as you can to share with your brother or sister associations, share the space. As the ones of you that have attended European conferences before know that we will use a fake currency called eggs. This time, as the currency of Norway is Norwegian kroner and not euro, the exchange rate is that 1 eggs equals 1 euro if you pay. There will be a bank, and in this bank, you'll be able to exchange euros to eggs with cash, or you will be able to use your card, and the amount will then be drawn in Norwegian kroner from the bank terminals. And that means that 1 eggs is then 10 Norwegian kroner to have a simple system to calculate the sums. The bank is located at the entrance of the village party, and as it will open when the party starts, which is at approximately 8 o'clock. So what can you do there? We hope that many of you have brought either items or an activity, whatever that you can sell to bring in money for a charitable purpose, which could be either to pay your own association's fees for WAGs and or WOSM, or you could donate the money to either Friends of to the WAGs, Friends of Europe region WAGs, or Friends of Scouting Europe. Of course, we hope to see you all there. And if you haven't planned anything yet, you still have a little while to come up with something creative. Remember that this is primarily for fun and for raising money for the purpose that we all care about, which is guiding and scouting. Next. And after the European Village Party, we will continue at the beach. There will be fire on the beach, and put on some warm clothes. Come join us there, and of course, we always dare you to bring your swimwear and have a swim if you dare, if you like, and if you dare. Yeah. So, any questions about the European Village Party? I think we'll have to move on. Yeah. Okay. One last reminder: there will, at 6 o'clock, there will be the interreligious ceremony down at the campfire site by the water. So, yeah, please do come there if you would like to have some peace and quiet, and get away a bit from the hustle and bustle of the conference. It starts at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you. So, welcome back. I wish to thank you all for your engagement in the previous sessions. We saw a lot of good discussions, excitement, commitment. There is a huge interest in how our movement is progressing, and importantly, how the NSOs can fully participate in the processes and be part of the full impact of Scouting in the lives of young people, in association and in our communities at whatever level. Now, we open the floor for questions related to the previous workshops that you can address to our board-level colleagues. In case that the questions are extremely complicated or are targeting a very specific item, we ask you to, or we suggest you to have a direct approach to the appropriate person of the board level. So the floor is you, David.
Just to clarify, we did not appear to receive directly any questions. That's why we're opening the floor.
Which country is this?
Germany.
Germany. Yeah, that's a silly question.
Microphone.
Yeah, it's
Germany.
Thank you. Dear Joao, thank you for the update this morning on the work being done. One question regarding your note on membership. We have seen an increase in applications for full membership over the last month. It seems that this is a strategic topic, as most of the applications are rather small countries or territories or islands. My question is, will we see a continuous and steady increase in applications of membership? Secondly, what is the status of Macau? Are there ongoing talks, and are the preparations for the world conferences, as the applications will be discussed there? And thirdly, can you enlighten us on the discussions there are on world level to clarify the requirements for applications? Let me make one remark to finalize. It's not our intention to exclude any applicant or to strengthen the voting power of the European region on world level. But what is important for us is to ensure that the constitution is upheld and that there is one NSO per country. In the end, we are one worldwide movement that is very important to all of us, that has rules and that we agreed upon. Thank you.
Please bring a microphone to.
Yes, it is one of our intentions to continue to have more recognitions, for the simple reason that some of the organizations have been for too long in that process of recognition process. One of the things that we as a World Scout Committee want to do is that to shorten the period in which organizations are waiting for recognition. This is a general statement. For those specific cases that you mentioned, for Macau it's quite clear. It has been opposed by more than 8 associations, and therefore it needs to be deferred to the conference, in which we need to approve first a constitutional amendment or change to allow Macau or any other similar cases to be able to be recognized. So that's for those cases. There are other, for the moment we have what we call a dashboard, so we have for every region the countries in which we don't have associations yet, organizations, and each of our meetings we go through them and see, okay, what has been happening on this process of recognition of this particular association. That goes for different parts of the world. I would say that Africa is probably the region which has more countries open, let's say. So we are, yes, it's one of course it doesn't bring us a lot of members, as you said, but it's still, I think it is good that we spread scouting as much as we can for as many countries as we can. So you will probably hear more about other processes of recognition in the near future, because we are working very closely with the regional offices to speed up the process of recognition of some of the associations, because we know that in many of these countries, scouting already exists for 5 years, 10 years, but the process has been very, 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 very slow. So you can count on having more processes like this in the near future, yes. A few of them, we don't have many countries that don't have scouting yet, but still we'll do our best to have a number of more. Not so many, but a number, I don't know how many by heart, but a few, yes. Did I answer all the questions? Macau and the constitutional changes needs to be done, of course. That's why we are working on the refining the criteria we have. That's probably what we have heard in the workshop earlier. Yes, that process raised the need to make some changes in order to comply with the possibility, specifically with Macau, to be recognized.
Other questions? France, to here.
En français. C'est dans la continuité concernant les reconnaissances des pays, des petits territoires. Est-ce qu'il n'y aurait pas la possibilité de réfléchir dans le processus de reconnaissance, comme ça se fait au niveau de la MGE, que ça se fasse en 2 temps? Parce qu'on a vu avec l'Afrique, on a reconnu trop rapidement des associations qui n'avaient pas finalement un processus démocratique, ni de programme scout réel, etc., qui fait qu'une fois reconnu, il n'y a plus aucun effort fait par ces associations pour réellement développer du scoutisme. Et donc, il semble tout à fait intéressant de réfléchir sur une étape intermédiaire, sous forme de parrainage, qui permettrait quand même de s'assurer que les associations qui sont en voie d'être reconnues réunissent l'ensemble des critères. Et la deuxième point d'attention, c'est par rapport justement aux petites îles. Se pose la question, par exemple pour la France, pour un certain nombre de territoires d'outre-mer qui n'ont pas tout à fait le statut d'indépendance, mais qui de fait, pour certains territoires, créent de la confusion sur cette possibilité d'avoir une reconnaissance à part entière et du coup créer de fortes tensions au sein même de ces îles, parce que ça touche des questions politiques d'indépendance et donc pose des problèmes pour le scoutisme.
Merci Christian. Qui c'est qui veut répondre du niveau mondial? David?
Thank you, Christian. I will speak in English. We are in a process of reviewing the membership criteria at the moment, as we outlined in the workshop. And the documents which we present in the workshop will be available through the Google Drive of the conference, so you can review them. And this is, as we said in the workshop, an ongoing process. So if you have further thoughts or feedback or ideas you want to give, like considering the WACS process, we're definitely open to that. The European region is the first one now where we bring the proposal, but we intend to go to the 6 regions this year with this proposal. The process itself of reviewing has taken into account, as many of you will know, we didn't start this process yesterday. This has been an ongoing discussion for years. We have taken into account process, and we will further reflect on process of WACS, but also of the other big 6. We've looked at the IOC, at FIFA, even how they do their membership application process, because we think they're also relevant for us. So definitely we take that into account. As to the specific question of this intermediate, at the moment we have something intermediate. It's called accredited membership, which means if you do not fulfill all the requirements for membership, the World Scout Committee can, at its discretion, confer accredited membership to a particular national Scout organization. But I think, what I understand, it's more about the process of development here important than the specific title here. So we can look into that. As for any confusion with overseas territories, I think we need to discuss this individually, and we're happy, of course, to clarify any confusion which might exist. I think on behalf of WOSM, we can look into that and clarify where needed to those people who create confusion, if that is the case.
Thank you, David. Encore la France?
Et encore en français.
On s'attendait ça
C'est
par la
bizarre.
France.
C'est une autre question qui n'est pas sur le membership. Alors, tout d'abord, merci pour tous les efforts d'explication sur le plan triennal, qui sont ou non sur les avancées ou non d'ailleurs du plan triennal. Donc, nous observons que différents programmes éducatifs se mettent en place, mais qu'il y a des nouveaux programmes éducatifs ou des nouvelles impulsions, comme Leadership 21st Century. Je suis désolée, on ne l'a pas encore traduit. C'est bien ça le problème. Et donc, voilà, ces nouveaux programmes, ils mettent du temps à être traduits. Ils mettent du temps aussi à être compris. Pourquoi ? Parce que justement, donc, il n'y a ni traduction, ni aide à la compréhension. Et on se demandait comment assurer une unité du scoutisme dans la cohérence du mouvement, voté par tous, et en plus particulier dans ces nouveaux programmes.
Merci. Qui va répondre à ça au niveau mondial? C'est le président directement qui va répondre. Le président espérait que c'était Göran, mais il est en train de marcher très...
Thank you, Joran. Do you want the microphone?
OK.
Please.
20%
Well,
of
if you
leadership
can.
needs to be translated.
Okay, I can try in English also. Okay, so thank you. So we observed that there is an educational program that are voted during World Conference as Leadership 21st Century, or it's not program, but like something that we really want to implement. And due to lack of translation, due to lack of support, not from, we don't say from the world level, we say like priorities are not put into that. So it's more like priority than something else. And so we are wondering if we can ensure the unity of Scouting and the unity of the WOSM, in particular on programs.
Yes. Yeah, we. I mean, rest assured that we do everything we can to make sure that our programs are available, and we think that the programs are a good way to ensure unity. We have limited resources, as you know. Everyone has limited resources, and it might be that we are not prioritizing exactly as you want in every given moment of life, but we try very hard, and to make sure that they are available also in different languages and especially in the 2 official languages.
Thank you, Guru. Last possibility for answers, or for questions, sorry. And, yeah. That's Denmark.
Thank
And
you.
then
Pia from
Germany.
Denmark. We are now more than halfway through the triennium, and we would like to ask what you think are the main achievements in relation to the strategy that you would like to highlight, some of the success stories. But also second, with our new vision, we think it's important to consider how NSOs and NSA best can be engaged in realizing the vision. Do you have any examples or ideas that you would like to, on how you would like us to be engaged and contribute to this?
Craig?
Thank you. As you heard earlier today, the midterm review has been published, and in that midterm review we've attempted to illustrate the progress that we believe we have made in implementing each of the specific actions that are outlined in there. I think each of the work streams that we have that are delivering on the triennial plan have ownership of the specific actions, and they have views themselves on the progress that's being made, views as to what's gone well and where the challenges exist. But I think you can sense from the indicators in the midterm report where we've had success and where there's still much more work to be done. In terms of Vision 2023 and the work that you can do to help us in that, for those of you who attended the Vision 2023 workshop earlier, we talked about the importance of attempting to align as best as we can national strategies when you come to review them in line with Vision 2023. The reason that we're asking that is because in Slovenia we all agreed that the process of implementing Vision 2023 would be a wholly collaborative one that would involve NSOs, NSAs, regions, and the world level. So I would encourage you to have a look at the midterm review, and in that you'll be able to identify what we've achieved and also where we've still got some way to go. Thank you.
Pia, if I can just add something more. Don't forget, on a triennial plan, there is under each strategic priority, we have a small note to say what we expect from NSOs. So answering your question, what we expect from you, if you revisit the triennial plan, there is that something that we expect you to do. As on a practical example, I was just, of course, we will gather all good practices more towards the end. But I would, out of the top of my head, the application of GSAT in NSOs, I think it's a good example of, in terms of governance priority, how NSOs have embraced them and how they see GSAT as a really positive thing, an improvement tool, and not necessarily just an exam. So I would say that's probably one of the good stories. We have a number of NSOs which undertook GSAT assessment, and which probably I would invite others in the room to follow their example as well.
Thank you. One last question, Germany.
Thank you. My name is Chrissy from German Scout Federation. Thank you for the updates earlier today. Scott, you mentioned WOSM's participation at the recent World Humanitarian Summit in Istanbul. This is something we welcome very much. We understand WOSM was given the opportunity to make public remarks there, and you took over this responsibility. You also mentioned that the education of the young people should be at the center of all we do in your speech earlier today. Bearing this in mind, we would like to urge the world level to consider using high-profile opportunities such as this to show our movement's commitment to youth empowerment and to entrust young, engaged members to represent WOSM at the as the youth organization that we are. As we have previously agreed on, we must all be on the same page when it comes to developing young people's capacities and having them shape our movement. Which measures do you think would be appropriate to achieve this, particularly in external relations?
Scott, please.
Can you say the last 5 words again, please? You sort of faded out. The last 5 words of the question.
This, particularly in external relations.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, because I totally agree that we need to try to put ourselves more in front of organizations like we did with the Humanitarian Conference. We just hired a new external relations director. One of the things that I mentioned during my presentation was that we're going to be assertive about the external partnerships that we have. Let me explain what I mean by that. I think that what the World Organization has done in the past is we've been very reactive. When someone calls on the telephone or invites us to come and do something, then we react to it. When we're invited to become a partnership with somebody, we became reactive. And what we want to do now is become more assertive. We want to be aggressive. And so our external relations director has been challenged now to take a look at the partnerships that we have. Do they really benefit us? Because we get all kinds of phone calls where they would like to become a partner with us, and there's a lot in it for them who have called us, but what's in it for us? And we need to make sure that there's some value to us and to our National Scout organizations. And then we would like to train and empower young people to speak for us. And whether that becomes a young speakers panel or whatever we would like to call it, but it could be our youth advisors that we train to represent us and speak on behalf of us. But we need to become assertive. We need to go out and find the people, the partners that we want to become partners with, and not just wait for them to call us on the telephone. One of the nicest things that we have going for us right now is the Youth Envoy to the United Nations. He was a scout, he is a scout, and he certainly sets the stage for us when we're in a position to speak. There was a young man from Syria. There were 3 young people that made presentations prior to the invitation of others that were invited there. And there was 2 young ladies, and I don't remember exactly where they were from. El Salvador was one, and I forget the other. But this young man was from Syria. And he talked about escaping Syria, but he said that everything he learned starting at age 7 as a Cub Scout. And that he learned as a scout that if he took care of himself, he could learn to take care of others too. And as he was leaving Syria, fleeing with his family, he was taking care of himself and taking care of others. And basically what he was saying was that scouting provided him with the opportunity and the leadership skills that he needed to survive the exit from Syria. And those are the kinds of stories and the kinds of people that we need to have speak to us. He wasn't there to speak for us, but he did in his message. And Julius and some of the other young people in the room here today were there at the conference. And but yes, a long answer to your question. Yes, we need to be more represented in situations like we were in Istanbul. And yes, we need to have young people be the spokespersons for us. And who they are and how we identify them yet to be determined. But our external relations director has now been challenged with that task. But we need to take control of who it is we want to partner with, and not just wait for people to call and invite us to do that. Does this help? Good,
Thank you.
Bad? Okay.
Andrea?
Thank you, Scott. Craig? Sorry. Karin?
Just to add to what Scott was saying, as chairperson of the Comms and External Relations working area, It's definitely one of our priorities to leverage young people in our external representation. And if you read the triennial plan, the training and setting up of a system for systematically using young people in our external endeavors is one of our triennial priorities under strengthening Scouting's profile. As a concrete next step, we are currently preparing a pilot training for young spokespeople to be held in the fall of 2016. So those are the very next concrete steps that we're working on to make this become reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. We have also some good examples coming from our region. It's true, David?
I just wanted to say that the training that we provide and the support we provide to our external representatives, and we have quite a number of them, and quite a number of them here, is actually a good example that can be followed by the world level. We have talked about this on many occasions, that whenever WOSM is being represented, it doesn't have to be by older people like grey hairs like me, but the reality is that at European level, most of the people who represent us, almost without exception, don't have grey hair. And certainly from my point of view, I don't want to be seen in a forum where it is young people who are expressing the views of young people and doing things that will impact upon youth policies worldwide or at national level or at European level. I think the reality is we have young people with great voices. We need to listen to them. And just to recognize that Scott was supported particularly by Julius from Sweden, who is one of the delegates to the conference. So I think that it's a good partnership to be able to ensure that there is youth and some maybe a little bit more experience as well.
So, thank you very much. In case that you would have still questions, of course, you can directly approach the world level representatives. We have here 5 World Scout Committee members, 5 senior management team members, and I really invite you to contact them during this conference. Now, we spoke about people with gray hairs, and there are also some people who are hoping to lose their last gray hairs so that they cannot say that they haven't gray hairs. We are going to a much younger person which has hairs. And yeah, it's you. I now head back to the chair, to Juna, to oversee the election process. Please.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Christos. It is my pleasure to oversee this process. I now request the regional director to take us through the process for the election. David.
Thank you, Juna. As previously advised, we have now a reduced field of 7 candidates for 6 positions on the European Scout Committee. Please be aware that we will elect only 6. Each NSO has 36 votes to allocate. You may allocate a maximum of 6 votes to any one candidate. You must allocate all your 36 votes. Please carefully complete the ballot paper. If you do not allocate all 36 votes, your ballot paper will be declared null and void and will not be counted. Please do not make any other remarks on the paper, the name of the NSO or anything else. We don't want to be able to trace the vote. It's part of the transparency process. Maybe it's not transparent, actually. Okay. When the ballot paper is completed, please fold it in 2 and wait for your country name to be called the second time. So come up to the box, insert the ballot paper, and if you make a mistake, we we will issue a replacement ballot paper. It will be a different color. That might mean we could trace you. And the old one will be destroyed. So don't tear it up yourselves. Bring it back and we will tear it up. Okay, I need to ask, are you clear on the process? So I will have a roll call at which stage you come up, and one of the tellers will allocate you your voting card. It will be, I think, a yellow one. Okay.
So now I request the regional director to read the roll call, to receive the voting slip. Please, as already said, please come up to collect it and then go to your desk, record your vote, and come back to the ballot box. Please ensure you advise the tellers your country. Tellers, please monitor the process. The result will be announced at the end of this session. I now hand back to the conference. No, I don't hand back to the conference. I will hand back over to David.
Okay. And just to be clear, the announcement I made about coming up, waiting for the second roll call, no, go back to your desk, fill in the ballot paper, and then come up, and they will record, just to make sure that we don't have people trying to vote twice. Okay, Austria. Do we have Austria in the room? Ah, we do. Good. Belgium. Bosnia-Herzegovina. Bulgaria. Croatia. Cyprus. Czech Republic. Denmark. Estonia. Finland. France. Germany. Greece. Hungary. Iceland. Ireland. Israel. Italy. Latvia. Liechtenstein. Lithuania. Luxembourg. The former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. Malta. Monaco. Montenegro. Netherlands. Norway. Poland. Romania. San Marino. Serbia. San Marino is not here and doesn't have a vote. Serbia. Slovakia. Slovenia. Spain. Sweden. Switzerland. Turkey. United Kingdom. listening.
Portugal is back there. Rosemary?
Portugal? Anyone not received their voting card? Okay. Whenever you have completed, please bring them up to the box at the front, which is currently empty.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Closely monitoring.
I think I must have left Portugal out, or
No, it's just
did it.
Why I'm not surprised.
But they should bring it to us.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No.
No. This is a replaced. They need a new voting card. Green.
Always okay. If it's for me, it's okay.
But why is the replacement green?
Just because, so that
It's the future.
the orange, yeah, the yellow ones. It's just simply to ensure that we don't have.
Aber ich meine eine gewisse Zukunft. Eine ganz klare Zukunft.
It was just a mechanism to try to ensure that they had the right number, and then anything above that was a different color.
Ja, aber heute ist es politisch wichtiger.
The democratic process at work.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
observing it very
yeah,
closely.
this is
Monitoring.
Yeah. And if we try to interfere with this, it's just it's not right. And the reality is that whenever you go to electronic voting, people feel deprived. We're not really voting.
Did you vote for me?
The only thing where I experienced positive electronic voting was at the European Youth Forum
Yeah.
with the voting of the resolutions.
Yes.
They do it electronically, and there it works very good.
This for us this is a nightmare.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Total nightmare.
I'm happy that I'm leaving from it.
Yeah. It's a total nightmare.
I think I know what you voted. I think I know what you voted. Oops. I forgot that there are so.
Yes.
If you are near, they don't work, but if you are far away, everything. They're extremely
Dangerous.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand voting as a good allowed to say. And it was actually Anya. So I had to then make a public announcement to say that all of them came to electronic almost, and I wasn't planning on how to vote. Huh?
If someone wants to do that, it's fine.
So I had to make the public statement to say, sorry, this is not what it seems. Yes, thank you.
Now we put the puzzles
Yes,
together.
yeah. What did they? No, that's a good thing. We just dispose of this. Oh, still coming. So Greece is going to Korea? He's been very visible in his support.
I don't know if he realizes that he's making his
statement. Yeah.
no. nice if youth advisors stop being left out of all mentions of world-level people at the conference. We were not in the PPT, and we just were left out again by Andreas' enumeration of world-level members. Feeling unrecognized a bit too much. Although thank you for listing us in the prep documents.
They are delegates to this conference. Yeah. They are delegates to this conference. He's a delegate to this conference. Sorry.
Exactly.
We cannot recognize people who are delegates to this conference.
And Louis is here as that's a reason.
It's very deliberate. In fairness, we weren't aware that Mona was a delegate to the conference.
Yes, with Alex.
That's not a fair comment. No, you.
Me?
Yeah,
You?
you say the result of the
Yeah,
The
okay.
result will be announced at the end of this session, and now I can hand back to the conference chair.
Christos?
Thank you, Juna, for ensuring this democratic process has been respected again. So we now move to updates from two other events that are important to all of us. The 14th World Scout Moot 2017 in Iceland. So I'd like to ask Hron to please tell us all about it. Welcome, Hron, with big applause.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hran, and I am the camp chief or the head of the organizing committee of the 15th World Scout Moot, which is taking place in Iceland next year. The 14th was in Canada a couple of years ago, but that doesn't matter. The slides are acting on their own, I think. And I think the sound is missing as well. But it doesn't matter for the first half of the presentation, at least. So I am here to tell you about the World Scout Moot, which will be in Europe next year. And we have high hopes for all of your attendance. Now, you have heard our general presentations in the last few years, so you should have an idea about what it is all about and where and when and so on. So we're not going to repeat that as such. Also, if you do have specific questions, you can always come and ask us in our stand. So instead, what we're going to do is sort of tell you about the things that you will not necessarily hear about in our bulletins. And we're also going to tell you about you. So I hope you appreciate that. Now, this is what we said we would aim for. 5,000 participants, 1,000 IST, and 80 nationalities. And given how things have gone in the last few years, the attendance of the last few moots, this was a challenge. Would you like to know how we're doing? This is what you have told us. So as of just prior to the conference, we had received notifications from you that you are expecting to attend with a little bit over 6,000 people, and about 95 countries have told us they will be coming. Now, we have to be careful because formal registration has not actually started. It starts in October this year and it ends in December, and only then will we actually know the final numbers. Will they be there? Will they be slightly lower? Or I have a bet with Göran Might they even be a little bit higher? We'll see. But we think we might actually be quite close to the goal, and I'll tell you why. The UK, where's the UK? Where are you guys? You're over there. So they have a quota, as do all of you, of 500 participants and 100 IST. They're planning to bring 600 participants and 200 IST. So they're actually exceeding quota by 200. It's a challenge for the rest of you. You have to do equally well. Australia has told us they're expecting to bring 200 to 250 participants, and they've just upped their number, and it is the largest group they have ever brought to a moot. We're hearing numbers like these from more people, from more countries, so we hope it will actually happen. A little bit Icelandic. Ótrúlegt. It basically means unbelievable but fantastic. So we think it is achievable. Okay? Now, you need to know that we are organizing the event in such a way that we have the first day, the opening ceremony in the city of Reykjavik, which is a 45-minute drive from the international airport. We only have one. Following the opening ceremony, we will actually group all the participants into 10 different groups and take them to 10, approximately, depends on the final numbers, 10 different places in Iceland. And I want to tell you a little bit about them because you need to know what to prepare for. We spent the first half of the camp in those 10 different places, and then we follow that up by bringing everybody together in our national campsite, which is, again, only about an hour's drive, 45 minutes drive from the capital city of Reykjavik. So coming to the country and leaving the country should be easy. Now, a little bit about these 10 expedition centers. They are different. All of them will have different program focuses or program elements. We're working on 3 different themes. We work with activity and adventure, we work with nature and environment, and community and culture. Now, all of these 3 different program elements will be available, not only available, will be present at all of the different 10 centers, but to different degrees. This means that one of the sites will, for example, be in the largest national park in Europe, next to Europe's largest glacier. The program focus there will be on adventure, hiking, climbing, and such, but there will also be some environmental and community activities. Another site will be in a town, and the emphasis there will be on culture and community, but also some adventure and environment activities will be thrown in. So this means that all participants should really find something that fits their interests, but they should also be challenged. Now, what is important from a practical point of view is that the site that is furthest away is only about a 4-hour drive. So we're not going to be spending days on the buses. Now, all of the sites have been chosen because of the necessary infrastructure. It is there, toilets, showers, and such. But what you need to know is that some of them are more primitive than others, simply because some of them are actually in or next to towns, while others are actually in the highland in isolated places. There is basically nothing around. There's no light poles, there is no paved walks, there is no shops, there is nothing there. So those might be a little bit more primitive. Now, it will be interesting for your participants to know exactly where they end up, because what they tell us is what sort of program they're interested in. We group them with like-minded people, and we place them in the right camp. So they do not actually choose the camp, we do. This is all really I'm going to tell you about the moot. But I would like to encourage you, that is about this part of the moot, I have to tell you about you next. But I would like to encourage you, come and see us at the stand. Camping in Iceland, even in the summer, is probably going to be a little bit different than most of your countries. And we did have the experience in Roverway in 2009 that people were not always appropriately dressed. So what we've actually done is that we bought a kit of clothing with us. So come and see us, and we will tell you what you need to know about packing for Iceland. And this is information that you actually need to share with your scouts, the ones who are coming. We don't want them to be miserable because they're inappropriately dressed. Is that okay? So come and see us. We've got the clothing with us. Now, to tell you about you. The World Scout Moot is a world event hosted by Iceland. It is not an Icelandic event, and that is something we have stressed from the beginning. So one of the things that we have actually done is that we have gone out and sought partnerships, and we have encouraged all of you, all of the countries around the world, to have ideas and bring them to us for further partnerships. So I'm going to tell you how we're doing. All of these countries that you see there are represented to a large extent in our current planning. We have members in our mood planning team from Canada, from the UK, from Norway, from Finland, from Italy, and so on. We have also done other things. We have gone to you and we have said, would you like to give us some feedback? Would you like to give us some information? To that extent, we have, as to give you an example, we held what we called the Nordic Input Weekend, where we actually received a grant to invite young people from the Nordic and Baltic countries to Iceland. And these are participants, 8 young people, to come and tell us what they thought about our planning. And we asked them about the program, but we also asked them about infrastructure and anything else, food and anything else we could think of. And we got a fantastic feedback from that. Now, we're hoping to repeat that on a European level. We've applied for a grant to hold a similar event in the fall, so I think about October, November we were aiming for. And if we get that grant, we will be asking all of you to let us know if you have young people that would like to come back to us and give us feedback. We think it is necessary because, like I say, it is our event. Now, we have also sought partnerships with France, which are organizing Roboway next year. And there are several project initiatives that we're working on. There is an e-learning one. There is also one that we're working on that actually involves somebody from Norway as well, which has to do with young spokespeople, youth empowerment, and so on. So it relates to the youth forum that we will be doing. Holland is actually running one program activity. Interestingly for Iceland, it's Holland who's running the Viking program for us. Okay? The world is one place. Germany, your IMVE group is actually running our creative program, or participating in that. And that group actually comes from a number of countries. So even if I'm saying Germany, it comes from others. Our Faith and Beliefs Village, we're going to do something different. The Faith and Belief Village is actually going to be a part of the formal program. And based on the last information I got, we already have 11 major religions who are going to join forces. And they are going to continue what they started at the Jamboree in Japan, in the sense that it will not be 11 religions sharing a space. They are truly going to run joint activities, one activity as a group. So that will be quite interesting to see, and something I think we should showcase to the rest of the world, because I think it is something worthwhile doing. Norway is absolutely a key partner for us in the Youth Forum, and so on. We've also started partnership with Ireland, which is the next organizer of the next moot. And everything we do, we think they will inherit. We're very conscious of that. And we've even now started looking for seeing if we can actually get some funding that they might inherit. I hope they're hearing this. Can't promise anything yet, but we're trying, that we might actually be able to leave you something. Now, if you have other ideas that you would like to bring to the moot, program ideas or any other good ideas, talk to us. The moment to do so is now, because this is a change of phase for us. We will be moving from planning to execution in the fall. So if you have something you want to share, you want to bring, talk to us right now. There's one thing that I want to highlight, and this relates to several countries in here, 20-some countries. We have actually received, and I think this is a first, an Erasmus Plus large-scale EVS program or funding that actually allows us to substantially financially support 120 IST to come to the moot. Okay? Now, the countries you see, you do not see. You do see now. These are the countries that we put in the application, and there was a consideration behind that. Some of these countries are extremely good at actually running EVS activities. You will see 4 European countries there that are or will be in the near future running events for this age group. And you will see others that, for one reason or another, we thought that might be able to use this funding in a good way. Now, your countries may be there, but you still need to confirm with us if you actually want to be a part of this and if you want to receive the funding for this. So if you see your name up there, again, come and see us in the stand. We have a stand outside the plenary hall, and we can talk to you more about what is in the funding application and what we are sponsoring. But it's basically 120 IST from these countries to come to Iceland, to the moot. So come and talk to us. Now, you may choose not to participate in this. If so, simply what we do is we reallocate the money to the countries left who want to join in. So, come and talk to us. Now, do you appreciate this project? Okay. Do not give me an applause. In the break, go to Romania. And the reason why you should go and thank them, it was actually the NORA Scout Center in Romania that had the idea for this project. They saw the opportunity, and they basically wrote the application. The implementation will be on us with others, but go to Romania and thank them. This is what we call a world event. This is where we all join forces. Now, I have to leave out, since my good fellows here on this side, that we've had a very good partnerships with all of the support centers of WOSM, but the European one, being the closest to us, has given us a lot of support in this particular project as well as in others. So they're a great partner. Now, if you have other ideas, if you see funding opportunities, something that would enable your participants or IST to come to Iceland, and you would like us to co-sign them, please just let us know, and we're always happy to see what we can do. One more thing that I need to tell you, or in this case ask you, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to hear something. Now, we need your help. As you know, there is a solidarity operation for every world event, and ours is called the Aurora, for the Aurora Borealis, which Iceland is known for, solidarity operation. We are a bit unfortunate in that in Iceland we do not really have a culture for getting funding into an operation like this. So we will be taking 2.5% of the participation fees and applying that to the Aurora Solidarity operation. And of course it depends on where people come from, the ones who enjoy the benefits of it, but it might be about maybe rough estimate 50 people or so. We think we should bring in more. So we would like to appeal to you. If you know of any source of funding where we can go, if you have any ideas for where we could look, or if you would like to sponsor somebody through the solidarity operation, then that would be absolutely fantastic, because we would like more than the estimated 50 people to be able to join this. Talk to us, and again, we would very happy for any ideas. We really need your help on this. Now, how many of you have actually heard our presentations in the last few years? So you've heard our jungle drum song? You like it? Okay. Well, I'm sorry to say you're no longer going to be hearing it. Because we only did it because it was fun, but because we didn't have the mood song. Now we do. So we're going to share that with you now. Now, officially, we will actually be launching it next month with a video and everything, but we thought we might sort of give you, the few of you in here, a little bit of a peek. So the way it comes up, you will actually see the text and everything. And since this is Europe and we like singing, you might actually want to join in the second half of it. So are we ready to go? And I hope the sound works. Let's try.
Open up, the world is yours. Follow your head to new places. Take a trip with open ears. Say hello to some new faces. Hiking up, surfing down. Don't leave any harmful traces. Difficult to take the step. You just have to tie your laces. Be prepared for all that is coming, and don't be scared of all things belonging. I'll see you there, dancing and singing. We won't forget that we will always be prepared for all that is coming, and don't be scared of all things belonging. I'll see you there, dancing and singing. We won't forget that we will always.
You can even stand up if you want to.
Carry on, fill your dreams. You won't do unless you begin. Never stop learning things. Throw bad stuff in the recycle bin. Give a hand to one in need. Side by side, we're able to win. Use your voice. Tell me how we can change the world we live in. Be prepared for all that is coming, and don't be scared of all things belonging. I'll see you there, dancing and singing. We won't forget that we will always be prepared for all that is coming, and don't be scared of all things belonging. I'll see you there, dancing and singing. We won't forget that we will always be prepared for all that is coming, and don't be scared of all things belonging. I'll see you there, dancing and singing. We won't forget that we will always be prepared for all that is coming, and don't be scared of all things belonging. I'll see you there, dancing and singing. We won't forget.
Now, you may find it interesting. The group that wrote the lyrics and wrote the music and performed it is actually a group of young scouts. So we hope it will be catchy. Having said all of this, thank you. We hope to see all 6,000 of you in Iceland next year. We're happy even to have a few more. And again, do come and see us. We would particularly like to talk to you about the Erasmus large event program and to show you the clothing that is really needed in Iceland. Oh, and by the way, because my Inter-America colleagues talked about cold water, our showers are very hot. On occasion, in the US, you need to cool down. On occasion, in Iceland, you need to warm up. So there's plenty of hot water. You can take as long showers as you want to. So come and see us, and thank you very much.
Ron, we wish Iceland all the best, and with no volcano explosions, definitely. We now move on the next event, which is important in confirming our membership of World Scouting, the World Scout Conference and the World Scout Youth Forum, taking place in Azerbaijan in 2017. Ilias, please tell us all about it.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, much better. So, thank you very much. We're also very excited to host the conference and the youth forum next year. It's already next year. For us, it was like still 3 years after the elections, but actually, it's already 1 year left, almost. This is in the map, you can see Azerbaijan, where it is located, just in the case you don't know yet. So it's between Europe and Asia, politically in Europe. Not very far from the rest of the world. Actually, it's quite in the middle, so everyone can get there very easy. This is they're also this is the map of Azerbaijan, and you can see the location and see the conference location and the forum location. For the presentation of short slides about the youth forum, director of the next youth forum, Nargis, will tell you more.
Well, hello, everybody. Just probably everyone's hearing always about the conference, but there's also little brother coming nearby. It's a youth forum, and hopefully one day it will be the major event and conference will be somewhere nearby. So probably you've already heard, the conference venue will be in Gabala, but before moving for the World Scout Youth Forum will be in Gabala, but before moving, just tell what's the purpose and why it's a World Youth Forum is important. So as you know, the World Scout Youth Forum is aimed at empowering and inspiring young people, being an educational platform for them to be the leaders of their NSOs, and also preparing them for the conference. And it's a model youth involvement in decision-making at world level. So what's happening at the World Youth Forum? Probably most of you at some time have been the part of the Youth Forum and you're aware of it. But just to remind and refresh your memories, it's where the youth express their views, participate in decision-making processes, make recommendations for the World Scout Conference, elect youth advisors, and the most important things, meet new people and new cultures, networking. And it's quite important because these are the people who will be leading the NSOs tomorrow, will be leading their delegations to the conference, and it's quite important to know each other and to know the people you will be working on together tomorrow. So, World Scouts Youth Forum venue, it's a Kafkas Resort Hotel. Planning team recently visited the place, and I guess they've enjoyed the venue, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy it next year. So there's over 90 rooms, cottage, which is the cabins with locations, conference hall available, exhibition area, amphitheater, just everything you need to run the event. So just a photo of the place, just between the mountains.
From the hotel.
Yeah, just view from the hotel where the people will be accommodated. So this is a planning team, together with a host. You can see some familiar faces. Okay, just maybe, small information. The Gabala itself, it's 3.5, 4 hour drives from Baku. Maximum 4 hours drive from Baku. So organization will be organized, intervent. You want to run about it? Okay. So, but of course, those who are staying after the youth forum and continuing to the conference will have 2-3 days just to rest and be prepared for the conference. So the place for the inter-event is chosen to be Sheki, which is 85 kilometers away from Gabala, and it will take 1 hour drive, not more expected. Participants will stay in medieval hotels, which is from, I guess, back to the 17th centuries. Actually, the travelers which used to have a Silk Way travel, maybe you've heard it, they used to stay in these hotels with their camels, but it's now renovated, no more camels. But if you bring one, we'll try to accommodate them as well, so no worries about that. Visit the church from the 1st and 3rd centuries. There's always question, why church? It's kind of Azerbaijan, but Sheki, it used to be capital or like one of the major places of Caucasian Albania. And there's a lot of Albanian, let's say, Albanian historical buildings left after all this time, and of course one of these are churches, so it's quite important from historical perspective to go and visit and see these places. Learn how to cook a local sweets. They're really sweet. So those who will be on diet, probably, yes, you need to lose some weight before traveling to Azerbaijan and to Sheki specifically. And visit the silk factory. Sheki is also famous for its silk. And walk around the old town. So that's it. And it was a brief about the forum. We want to run like an informal session tomorrow, probably the first coffee break, to give you more information about the forum, to have a question and answer session. So if you're interested, just look for me or Jeremy, who will be having more information on that. Thanks.
Thank you. And now more about Baku, amazing place which is going to host the next conference. It's quite a big megapolis of 4 million. It's in the same time ancient and modern, so every of you will find a piece of your own place in Baku. So climate will be not cold, to be quite warm, and take more of your sun cream and sun blocking cream. Then we can see here it's a cultural center, the venue where we'll have the conference. So it's 20 kilometers away from the airport, and from the downtown it's actually 305 kilometers. 5 minutes driving, maximum 10. So it's you can see now the venues. We're planning to use both of the buildings. The main building with the main plenary hall is a new build here. It has only three this type of plenary halls in the world existing. It's in Germany, China, and in Azerbaijan. And so we'll have the opportunity to experience this amazing place. And this is the cultural center, which we will use for different purposes. You can see it's from different view, and you can see that there are different conference halls, meeting rooms, exhibitions area, administration offices. There will be different big meeting rooms for each region. And also there are more than 40 offices for different purposes. So we can use that, and we don't need to build additional structures over there. This is the conference hall inside. It's already hosted 2 events, one of Asian Development Bank and the second of the United Nations, the Alliance of Civilizations of the UN. And you can see something from inside the entrances. It's from the Cultural Center, and this is from the Baku Congress Center. It's Joran's favorite screen, which is 400 square meters. Okay, so more about finances and how much shall we bring money. As you can see, there are some already agreed prices for the hotels. We will have a Scout Family Hotels list. You can see the prices. They are in USD, and generally the payments will be in the USD. So there are 5-star hotels and 4 and 3. because 3-star hotels are quite available and not very expensive. We don't have 2-star hotels, so therefore you can see the prices, and we'll have 3 clusters for the hotels. It's a venue cluster, which is going to be in the walking distance. It's a downtown cluster and the old city cluster. So these 3 clusters, and the buses will come from these 3 clusters, as you can see here. Here is the venue. This is the venue cluster. Here will be downtown cluster, and here old city cluster. The transportation, the 3 roads for the coaches, 2 for the coaches, 1 for the walking distance, and you can see the approximate time calculations for the shuttle buses from each cluster, and the walking distance also is very short. It's just around the venue. How to get to Azerbaijan? Some people, I think 90% of sitting here have never been in Azerbaijan, but hopefully next year all of you are going to be there. And here with the bold font, you can see the flights which you can use from Europe, from European region and European countries. So you can see there are quite big number of cities which you can take for direct flights. Other will be for the transit flights. And the official entrances will be 3 airports. It's Baku Airport, Ganje Airport, and Gabala. The 3 international airports which we will use as official entry points. Special requirements. Visas have already been agreed because all WOSM members will be facilitated in getting the visas at the airport, and there will be no need to apply in advance to the embassy, which is a rule at the moment for all the foreign nationalities, and which is not less important, and which is actually very important, the solidarity operation. The amount is 175,000 euros, as it was promised during our bid in Slovenia, and it is still happening. So 175,000 euros will be given for solidarity operations, which will ensure the participation of all WOSM member associations, member NSOs and NSCAs. So that will be probably the unique opportunity for all the members of our movement to be together and to be a part of the decision-making process, which is the aim for us, and we're aiming to have all of them in Azerbaijan next year. But the priority will be given, of course, to those who are going to attend both Youth Forum and the conference from A and B category countries. And these are the participation fees. I think you need some time to have a look and analyze. Is it too high? Is it? I can't hear. No? Yes? But actually they are the same as in Slovenia. We just turned them in the USD. As we promised that we will not increase the participation fee for the next conference, we kept the same rates for the conference, so we didn't increase them even for a single cent. So here are some links. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter. It's the website, and if you want to take some time for travel in Azerbaijan before or after, you can visit the site. There will be also distributed the programs which you can take. And also, you see that some live photos from the visits of before the World Scout Committee in Baku, so just next to the venue. But also, have you noticed that orange is becoming new purple, right? But it's not. Baku is getting purple, slightly. Thank you. Questions? Can I ask if they have questions? If there are any questions, please.
you very
No,
much.
thank you.
Thank you. So, I give the floor to our chairperson for the election results.
I am pleased to announce the results of the election process, and they are now on screen. Kevin Camilleri, 228. Juliana Daskalov, 193. Hulda Soren Gudmundsdottir, 180. Verle Chip Haverhals, 213. Lars Kram, 215. Marian Panate, 157. Nicolo Pranzini, 218. I therefore declare that Kevin Camilleri, Nicolo Pranzini, Lars Kram, Chip Verle Haverhals, Juliana Daskalov, and Hulda Soren Gudmundsdottir are duly elected to the European Scout Committee for the period 2016-2019. Yeah. Someone,
Yeah.
shall I say this? We already congratulated.
Yeah, then Good. That's an information for the newly elected committee. We will convene at 8 o'clock this evening for the first meeting of the European Scout Committee, with only aim to elect the new chairperson and the new vice chairperson. And this will be at Tor Room. I remind you also that the deadline for submissions of the resolution for the European Scout Conference is 8 o'clock this evening. Please include a mobile phone number in case we have to contact proposers and/or seconders. We would request that you provide the resolution electronically to europe@scout.org or by memory stick. However, the proposal must be submitted in hard copy, duly signed. 8 o'clock this evening is also the deadline for receipt of amendments to the recommendations or proposal related to joint work of the European Guidance Scout Conference. Finally, a reminder that the European Village Party will take place tonight, also at 8 o'clock in the village, and the interreligious service will be held at campfire at 6 o'clock. That's now. So thank you very much. We will convene tomorrow at 8:45 for meditation, 9 o'clock for the conference. Have a nice evening. I'm without the official like this, so it's only the jersey is available.
You never know. You never know.
Thank you very much. I wish you all the best for your new task. Yes, a photo. Good luck.
What will you be doing?
Non, mais je sais que j'étais là. Merci.
Andrea, oops, sorry. We're going to the AA.
What do we have now?
Well, whenever you're ready.
Niente, grazie di tutto.